Hello everybody, T here. I just wanted to read a segment from a cool book, Wounded Tiger. My name is Mitsuo Fuchida. I served our emperor with devotion and loyalty as if he were my very father. I was proud to lead the attack on Pearl Harbor. Yes, that's right, I am Fuchida. I sent the message, Tora, Tora, Tora. I believed in the war, that we were on a righteous path, that we were superior to other nations and races, and that we had a great destiny to fulfill. For years we were told over and over that we stood high above all the nations of the world. But where did this proud idea lead us? Doesn't Yamato mean great harmony? Yet what harmony did we produce? In seeking honor for ourselves, instead we reaped disgrace. After the war, our emperor said he wanted to establish a peace that would last 1,000 generations. I reflected on this over and over. How could we possibly do this? How could anyone establish a peace that could last 1,000 generations? Some say if we get rid of weapons, we'll get rid of war. But this isn't true. War comes from the heart. Therefore, peace must begin in the heart as well. I've seen the effects of the most powerful bomb ever created by mankind. I walked in the rubble, among the tens of thousands of dead in Hiroshima the day after the blast of the Devil Bomb, but I have seen something much more powerful, a power even able to overcome hatred, the most destructive force of all. I heard of a girl whose parents were killed by Japanese soldiers, but instead of seeking revenge against them, she offered forgiveness. She traveled very far and served the soldiers of Japan. I couldn't understand why she would do this. At first I thought she must have been crazy, that she should have taken revenge, but deep inside I was ashamed. Ashamed because I knew she had a sincere love. As surely as the sun rises, Katakiyuchi is wrong, and this young lady was right. She had stopped the wheel of hatred. I asked myself, where does this love come from? And I heard of an American prisoner who also found this secret, who was tortured by our soldiers, whose friends were executed, and who somehow came to love his enemies. So I decided to study the book they studied, the Bible. And as I read, I began to understand. As we were mistaken about God, the respect and honor that belongs to him, we had given to a mere man like us. Even our emperor must take his proper place among men, and we were mistaken about ourselves. There is no favored race. Yes, stronger animals dominate weaker animals, but people are made in God's image. Those who believe they are no more than animals will live like animals, fight like animals, and end up dying like animals. Slowly I began to understand how these people could love like they did. They simply gave to others the love they received from their Father in heaven, and they could freely forgive because they had been freely forgiven through his Son. I thought about how I waged war with hatred and revenge in my own heart, a war that led to the deaths of millions of people, millions from many nations. I would give anything to take back my actions at Pearl Harbor, but this is impossible. What can I possibly say to the God above but to ask forgiveness? I didn't know what I was doing. We hate and are hated in return, and then we hate even more. But when we love, we are likely to be loved in return, which begins the cycle of love. I have participated in the cycle of hatred for much of my life, but now I want to begin the cycle of love as often as I can, and in as many places as I can. Our nation wasn't destroyed by the Allied powers. No, we destroyed ourselves by reaping the results of our own pride. We are all children of the same God. That's a beautiful message. We are all children of the same God, and therefore all brothers of the same blood. Hako Ichiyu, all people under one roof. Japan still has a great destiny to fulfill in bringing harmony, but not through war. Now I finally understand. There can be no brotherhood of man without the fatherhood of God.